feel like I saw them sitting down, like, interior of a boat, but not like yacht or a pirate ship. Not either of those options. They were still like above deck.
Howdy, Meowers.
Hello, everyone.
I'm Tulette, back again.
And I'm Devin, back again. And I think we started this pretty much the same way we started the last one. So everyone's going to be thinking, wow, deja vu.
Well, we're doing part 2 of what we did last time, which is our favorite K-pop travel moments.
That's right. We held to our word because that's what we said we would be doing. So
right. So you already should know the general topic from last week. So we're just going to start. And the group we're starting with is Just B.
Yes. If you missed last week's episode as well, go check that out to hear other groups. So Just B. What is your first program? Are we only talking about one Just B program today?
No.
Okay, so what is your first Just B program that we're going to be talking about?
Right, just that. Specifically, episodes 7 and 8.
Okay.
You've seen most of that show.
I have.
So
it's good.
It is good. It's really good. And in episodes 7 and 8, they are taking like a little vacation, but it's a vacation with a twist because the staff keeps like hacking everything and cheating them so that they have to, like, everything costs money. Okay, so it's really like literally every single object that they pick up probably costs them something to be using. And like the staff opens a market and they have to try and buy each activity that they're going to be doing on this mini trip. So one of my favorite moments is when they start asking multiple questions within the same sentence to try and avoid the fact that every question costs $10 that they ask to the staff.
Yeah. Yeah, because they had a budget of, I don't remember how much it was, but they thought the budget was a lot until they realized everything costs all that money. And so, yeah they're like, so what exactly do you think we're going to be doing later? And while we're doing that, will we have any time to also play baseball? And if we're playing baseball, how many different people are going to be on the field at once? And obviously those weren't the questions. Those are weird questions, but they were like stringing everything together. That was funny. And it was funny too when they would accidentally forget one of the questions, or they would ask if they could ask a question and then be like, oh no, wait.
Yeah.
Or that one boy that literally was just asking questions casually, without even thinking about it. That was funny too.
Yeah, that was another one of the things that I thought was funny, how Songwoo just literally kept asking questions just because he was curious about something, and he was asking the staff oh, did you make all this food for us? And then it's just okay, you lost $10. And so yeah, they just kept forgetting about the costs casually. But another moment from that program that I enjoyed was tying into the money aspect of it. And it's when Do-young suggests to just go places and look without doing anything, because everything that they will do costs money. And then he says they probably spent 100,000 won just from when JM shook the tambourine. That was really funny because there was a karaoke machine set up, and he picked up the tambourine that was there and shook it a couple times. And so based on everything else the staff was charging them for, that probably would have cost money.
Yeah.
The last moment that I would like to share from Just B's program, Right Just That, is when Baam buys up the Switch time for the Nintendo Switch, and he buys hours worth of time from the market that's open, but nobody actually wants to play that long. That was funny.
Yeah, I'm I totally get it, but I can't believe you would actually just throw that all away. You're really not going to use it. You not only is it fun, but also you paid for it.
Yeah.
I like the part when they're shopping at the rest stop for all the little goodies at the beginning. Aren't they stop and everyone gets off and they all get little little treats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that part.
Mm-hmm. Well, another Just Be program that I would like to talk about just shortly is the second anniversary video that they released. It was like a special glamping video, and so they went and they glamped. But I want to talk about, if you know from last week, which is something that you should have known from before, I enjoy grocery shopping content, and this has that, and it's really good.
Ooh.
Like the members split up into teams, and then the teams split up, and some people stay in the car, and then like one person goes in and shops, and so then the members that are waiting in the car video call the members that are inside shopping, and so like the team that like the people that are on the team with Ganu keep making him like do weird stuff in the store, and so like it was just good content that I enjoyed.
I want to watch it. It sounds good.
It's very good, and it's pretty long too. Like it's only one video, but I think it's like close to an hour. Okay, and the last Just Be content that I want to talk about is the Night Escape program, which was something that was released really close to like when they debuted. And so in like the concept of the show is that they have time, like a certain window of time to do whatever they want, and so it's like at night they're escaping like the manager or whatever, and then they go out and they do whatever. So in some episodes they go like shopping, some they go to like the arcade and the roller rink. That one's a really funny one, but that's not the one that I want to talk about. I'm talking about the one where they travel away. It's like somewhere close by, like it's not like, you know, they don't go to a different country or something, and I think they just stay for the night. But the part I'm talking about is when they thaw the meat under the blankets. What? That's just something that sticks out in my mind as like, I was like, what are they doing when I was watching that? Because they had this meat and they were trying to use it for like the meal that they were cooking for dinner that night, but they were like, man, the meat's not thawed yet. So they are looking around for ways to thaw it. There's not much stuff in that kitchen, so one of them just goes over to like a pile of blankets in the corner and sticks the meat under the blankets.
That's a bit unhinged.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. I suppose I could expect that from Just Be. The amount that I know about them, that's wow. I wasn't expecting that, but okay.
Yeah. On that note, we should probably just move on to NCT DREAM.
Okay.
So would you like to start with NCT DREAM in Wonderland?
Sure. This was a cute, fun little program they did. Were they still in Korea?
Yes.
Okay, so they're in Korea, but they're sort of spirited away to a little, what would you call that? It's not like it's a resort, but it's not like a fun park. It's like
it was almost like a lodge, like a
fairy tale village lodge.
Yeah,
like the place had like grounds, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't know what you would call like that whole thing. But yeah, the building was like a little like a lodge kind of. So yeah, they were staying at this, like their accommodation was very themed, very specially designed to look like a fairy tale house, and maybe even more particularly Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs' house. And so there was
funny. Sorry.
There were like stone walls and like, you know, little like treasure chests and like little like, you know, fireplace cutouts and all this kind of stuff. But also, interestingly, because like then the ceilings were very detailed with like, you know, beams of wood that would look like it, all that kind of stuff. But it almost kind of looked like don't think lodge as in like a winter like lodge. Think lodge as in like a theme park has built like a fake lodge.
It looks very fake, and almost like it's almost unsettling in a way. Like I would be a little bit weirded out to stay there because it has that surreal theme park quality to it.
Yes, exactly. And then also to top it off, they did include some wall murals, wall decals maybe, of the 7 dwarves in some of the rooms, and like the little squirrels and stuff, I think, just around as if those people are staying there with you.
Are you referring to the chipmunks?
Oh, was it chipmunks?
Probably.
I said squirrels. Yeah, that in and of itself is a great moment, like just the fact that they stay there. But I also just really loved when they were all checking out the different rooms and trying to pick which bedroom they would want. And Renjun really liked and seemed to really want the room with all the dwarves on the wall, like literally staring at you.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I want this room. I'm like, oh my God. I totally get it, Renjun. Like, you totally would want that room.
That is just such a him thing.
Yeah, but he's like the only person that would want that room.
Yeah.
And then also, it was funny, the evil queen room too. Just that whole vibe. That was funny.
Yeah, that was good content. I do believe that we recommended it in the Meower Monthly, actually, one of those. So if you haven't seen NCT Dream in Wonderland, it's from years ago at this point, but it's a good piece of content. They do a lot of different things. They're not just at this lodge place. But some moments that I liked from that I can remember is when they sing the Dinosaur ABCs song, of course. That is like at the lodge, the house place when they do that. So that's really funny. They go around and they try to remember the dinosaur names to the tune of the song. I don't know if you're familiar with the Dinosaur ABC song, but NCT Dream actually ended up like officially releasing that for like
a collab.
Yeah, like so that was fun. And I also like when they play the Spot the Difference game, like in real life in that classroom. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah, that's fun. I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a little bit hard for the viewers to play along with. Like they didn't really like zoom in on some of the parts, I feel like, as much for us to like check to see if we could know. But yeah, I like that. And they were very delusional about some of the things. They're like, no, this was dead. And it's like, no, guys, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job. I feel like Jano was really, like, he was really coming through with that Spot the Difference game and also the dinosaur song.
Oh, yeah. Also, I liked the part after that. I think it was after it, when they did the thing where they had to remember the songs on the list. That was funny.
Yeah.
Because every person had like their own method of what they thought that they would try to do. Like I think one person just thought, oh, this one is super, super difficult, so they definitely will like use that one as a question. So they just try to memorize like the difficult ones. That was fun.
Yeah, that was cool. I thought like that whole program had a lot of things that I've never seen other groups do before.
Yeah.
So props to the team that made that. Do you have anything else to say about the Wonderland program?
I don't think so. It is very good, though. I recommend it.
Okay. I am going to just quickly slide on over to a battle trip episode with Jamin and Jano of NCT when they went to Busan. Now, this was a piece of content that I really enjoyed, but there's only one moment that I'm going to be talking about today, and it's just simply when they got the clams.
Okay.
I just really enjoyed that moment because they looked really good.
You've never even had a clam.
I know, but they looked really good.
I can't imagine a clam looking good, but okay. It doesn't seem like the type of thing that I think I would ever want to eat, looks-wise.
Okay.
But I don't think I saw those. Actually, I think I did see those clams. Didn't you specifically show me that clip?
I probably did. Well, now I'm going to just head over to Chillin' in the Dream. if you don't mind, because the whole Chillin' series was really great and enjoyable. I'm a little sad they didn't do it this year, but I was thinking about that, and I'm like, yeah, they maybe didn't have time to do that kind of thing this year yet, but they could do a winter version. That would be something different. Like they don't do like summer package videos like BTS would do, and BTS switched it up before and they started doing winter packages, so maybe NCT Dream can chill not in the spring or summertime.
Yeah, and like BTS did Bon Voyage season 1 in like cold, and then season 2 in hot, and then season 3 in hot, and then season 4 in cold.
Yeah, see, it's possible. You can switch it up. It's okay. I will accept it. I mean, like, they was clearly really cold, and
then
like,
it would really be
some
chillin'.
of the and some of the parts because they've got like jackets on, but it wasn't like they were doing winter activities.
Right.
But so Chillin' in the Dream was the first like iteration of the Chillin' series, and so one moment that I want to talk about that I thought it was really funny was when Jaemin was like, everybody's going to bed, and so Jaemin was on the top bunk and Jisung was on the bottom bunk, and then in like the room across the hall was Chonla and Jano, and then everybody else was upstairs. So it was at this really like cool looking place. It's kind of like the inside was decorated like a tree house, but it was just a regular house. Like a lot of other groups started to go there for content after, like IVE and Kepler I saw go there.
Copycats.
I saw NCT Dream go there first, but so like I was familiar with it. But anyway, Jaemin was on the top bunk and he just started doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff to like annoy Jisung or like avoid going to bed or something. I don't really know. But like the way that he was like jumping on the bed, he was like kneeling down kind of, but like he just was rapidly jumping, and I just thought that part was really funny. And then he's like making Jano sing from, they kept calling it the doghouse because it was like a bed that had a house around it. And so Jana was in that, but across that one, like the hallway, and so they kept referring to it as like apartments and stuff. And it was like, hey, the person in room blah blah blah, or like apartment whatever, or sing me a song. Like it was just funny.
That sounds really fun too. How come I didn't see that Chillin'? Why did I see the boring one?
Excuse me,
No
I
offense.
tried to get you to watch Chillin' in the Dream several times, but you couldn't make it past the first episode when they go through the bags.
Wait, you're telling me that's the one that starts with the bag inspection?
Yeah.
It's like 15 hours long?
Yeah, I feel like
my
almost the whole episode is the
God.
bag inspection.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if I had known there was that cool beds, maybe I would have continued to watch it. Sometimes you don't sell things to me, you know? You just say
I don't
to
never
watch
know
it, but I don't know
never know what to
why.
sell with you.
But no, the being on the top bunk is really fun to do things like that. My favorite would be when, like, if the bunk beds are up against the wall on one side, if you're on the top bunk and you stick your arm down through the crack between the wall and you hang your arm down, and so then the person underneath just sees his arm hanging down, and apparently it's really creepy.
Oh god. Okay, well, I am now going to talk about Chillin' in Our Youth, which is the second Chillin', and some favorite moments from this are when...
Is this one I've seen?
Yes,
Okay.
you have seen this. Actually, I don't think you ever saw the last episode.
They started to get
but-
too sentimental.
Well, so I like when all the cats go to Jano when he's grilling.
You know how I feel about NCT Dream and sentimentality, if you remember the TikTok. Like my mood, my reaction, my whatever to that TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the cats, that was nice.
Another moment that I like from Chillin' in Our Youth is when I feel like it's like a really long segment, but I'm okay with that, but maybe it's not really that long. But I like when they're playing, like, I don't know what to call it, Guess Who.
Headbands.
Whatever you want to call that game, where they have to stick like a character's name on their head, or like a person or anything, and the other people in the room have to like guess, like, or they have to guess about themselves, like, what's on their head. So they were doing it with like people or characters, and so Haechan has to guess Pikachu, and they make it seem like it's a real person or something, because they're like, oh, this, like, they work at an electric plant or whatever, and they just keep giving him hints that like completely throw him off, and he has to give up because he couldn't guess that it was Pikachu.
I thought that part was frustrating because, one, I wanted to be able to see what was on their head more easily, but like it was kind of glowy, you couldn't really see, but also like the translations or the captions weren't like always saying what it was, and then also I wouldn't have answered the questions the way that they did, and so I would, like, if I were the people that were trying to guess, I feel like I might have been frustrated once I found out who the real person was.
Yeah.
But in general, I feel like more people could play that game for content, even though it's kind of simple, because it is pretty fun.
Okay, so I'm going to just move on because I don't have any other NCT Dream content right now to talk about. So is it okay if I move on to ZEROBASEONE?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we already talked a lot about Camp ZEROBASEONE in our other episodes. So if you want to hear like more funny moments or more things that we enjoyed about Camp ZEROBASEONE specifically, you can go ahead and check out our other BlushCat episodes. But just one moment, one moment that I remember as a favorite moment is when Tae gets the old diver woman to sing as part of his mission.
Yeah, that part's pretty good, because when I heard them get those missions, I was like, that is ridiculous. They're never going to be able to do that. Like, what? That's not going to work. But he just did it flawlessly, didn't he?
If anybody could do it, it would be him, and it was. He did it, and I didn't really expect it either, but like I kind of honestly thought it might have been achievable before I saw how like the ladies seemed to be. Right, yeah. But then it's like, oh, okay, so they weren't like that. They'll sing and stuff, and so yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, like in general, like a charming and old person, Tae, short, easy, done. But yeah, when those ladies were introduced, I was like, I don't think that these ladies are gonna like do like silly things or like, play along or like fall for tricks or anything. They seem so like serious and like ready to do their job.
Yeah, but like if the people, I do feel like ZEROBASEONE as a whole could be the kind of group or people that would get the whole bus of like trot generation to like be having a good time. Like it seems like they could all easily like get the response to be overall positive, but just this situation didn't seem like it was going that way, but it was. So that was all for ZEROBASEONE.
Yeah, we did like a full coverage of all the episodes in previous episodes. So if you do want to hear more about that, just go and check out the actual times we talked about them.
Yeah. So now let's talk about the BOYZ. You've got it right.
My time.
So, do you want to share any moments that you enjoyed in the BOYZ travel content over the years? They've had a lot. They've gone on a lot of like different tours or like gone to different like countries often and have behind content. They've had quite a few travel reality shows. They had, they even like guested on other travel programs. So what do you want to start with?
Yeah, it seems like they really like to film their own sort of content as well. Like if they go traveling for a concert or something, there's like seems often that you will find like extra footage, even though they didn't have like a program planned. I would like to start with possibly one of the first The BOYZ things I've ever seen. which is the BOYZ. I don't remember. New York.
Come on, the
Playtime.
boys, New York.
Oh, okay, yeah. And I think there might have been, I mean, maybe that was also in this program that I remember seeing before I saw that. Or maybe that was a separate thing, but it was also a travel thing. I saw something where they were like all on like a boat. Like a boat that was like they were all sitting down inside of it.
Okay.
Like, you know, like what a tugboat looks like?
No.
Like, you know, like a boat that has like it has like the middle part is like a big like thing with like holes for windows all around, but like, and it's just open in the middle. I may be crazy. I may be making this all up, but I feel like I saw them sitting down like interior of a boat, but not like boat like you go under deck of the yacht or a pirate ship. Not either of those options. They were still like above deck. But maybe it wasn't a boat. Maybe it was just they were near the water.
I'm sorry, I can't get over the yacht or pirate ship. Like, there's two options for that: yacht or pirate ship.
What other kind of boats are there? I mean,
I'm not good with my boats.
It was a boat big enough to not be powered by man. If it was a boat,
I have definitely seen the boys in boats before.
Well, I don't even know if this was a boat, but basically I'm saying I think that was the first thing I ever saw, and I really didn't know who anyone was. But then the next thing I saw with the boys was Come On, the Boys, New York. And I still didn't know who everyone was when I watched that, so it was a very interesting experience. It's, you know, I remember it very differently. Like, the things that stand out to me probably wouldn't be the things that stood out to me today because I didn't know who the people were. But one of the things that, even though I forgot who the person was and I had to be reminded, it was an instance that I would never forget because it's so unique. And that was when Hyunjae visited, was it just specifically like the Iron Man museum or something, or was it like a superhero or like DC, Marvel, something like,
I don't remember.
Museum. Maybe not even museum is the right word, but you know, it was a thing. It was a place to go in New York where you could see like the figures of different superheroes and stuff like that. Hyunjae went to this with a pre-written letter personally addressed to Iron Man that he then read out loud to Iron Man. Not an actor or a person in an Iron Man costume,
right,
but an Iron Man statue. And I just thought, wow, that is interesting. And I don't think I've ever would have thought of a grown tourist doing that sort of thing.
Well, you know, he went there with a mission. He said I am going to do this, and he did it. You gotta respect that, you know. Yeah. And also the like staircase thing that they went on, that was really cool. That was so scary.
Some sort of featured,
I would not do that,
structural architectural thing in New York. And then also that like museum they went to, like the Color New York or whatever place.
Oh yeah, the Color Factory.
The Color Factory. Yeah, that had all the different rooms. That was pretty cool too. So it was cool to see a traveling trip that was much more city based. You know, like we're gonna go to like museums and like interactive architectural spaces rather than like, you know, wilderness things or like zip lining nature things. Yeah. So that was fun.
I would like to share a moment from Battle Trip, okay, with Hyunjae and Hagnon when they went to Indonesia. I really enjoy Battle Trip, and so I like to kind of watch whenever idols from groups that I like do like a battle trip. And if you're not familiar with Battle Trip, it's just like a program that is like, obviously it's called Trip, so the entire premise of the show is to travel, and they're not always traveling out of Korea. Like I talked about with NCT DREAM, they were still in Korea when they did that. But so for this Hyunjae and Hagnon one, they went to Indonesia, and when they were there, Hagnon kept calling the waiters like he was still in Korea. So that, like, I just thought that was funny.
That's embarrassing. No, all of the waiters are literally saying like, "Oh, Koreans again." like when people will go to foreign, like people will regularly have foreigners in their restaurant. They like learn the customs that those people end up like bringing with them. The people probably like, even though it might be awkward and you don't want to offend anyone because you accidentally did it the wrong way, if the people are kind of familiar with, you know, travelers from there, they're like, "Oh, we get it." Like they're just doing the thing that we sometimes see people do.
He was very like, he realized whenever he did it, he was like, "Oh no," and he was like, "I'm sorry." But it was funny. And it was also funny when they went to like the drive-through type zoo. Like, I don't really know what to call it, but you know, they stayed in the car and like they could see the different animals, and so some of them came right up close to the car, and Hyunjae was getting really scared. That was like different content. So yeah, just that was all that I had to say about their battle trip episode. But I just generally enjoy battle trips. I don't remember if they won or not, because on that show, like, you usually, like, the audience votes for, like, it's like one group against another group, and so you get to see two different trips, and the audience votes maybe which one they think is more practical or like affordable, or it would have a better itinerary, whatnot, like, and then there's a winner. But I don't really know if there's any benefit for winning.
The winner gets reimbursed for their entire trip. Like, they should make both of them have all the plans and stuff, and then people vote, and then only the winner gets to go on the trip. I haven't seen enough battle trip, you know, but the people never intrigued me that I thought would be on it. Like, I don't even think I've seen the one with Tony, and I feel like I would like that.
That one was pretty good. It was like kind of weird though, because I don't think I really knew the other people that he was with. So it was like Tony and then people I didn't know, not like other people in Pentagon. So, but it was still interesting to see.
I think I've seen like a smidgen of Jaemin Jano and Haknyeon, whoever else you said the other person was.
Hyunjae.
I wasn't listening. I'm so sorry. No, I was listening. Wow. I swear I was listening. That's not what I mean. I mean, Haknyeon is the one that stuck in my brain because I was like, Haknyeon seems like he would go to Indonesia on battle trip. Like, it just made so much sense. He just seems like that type of person that would be like the foodie, you know, the travel person. Oh, I also really liked in the come on, the boys, New York, when they went and they got all of the little sweets from the sweets shop, like the little baked goods and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they got ice cream, and Haknyeon, maybe it was someone else, I don't remember. I feel like it was Haknyeon, forgot to pay.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I digress. What else do you have about the boys?
Well, I think the last thing that I have to talk about today is the boys when they were on the 100. Very soon after debut, they went on this program, and I really enjoyed this program. I wish that I saw more idols do it. It was like really simple. It had such a, you know, we're going to be talking about It's Dangerous Beyond the Blankets in the next part. Spoiler alert. But it had that kind of feeling to it, like the place that they were staying. And actually in the last episode I talked about Up to Idol and their content, and they filmed like the accommodation that Idol stayed at is the place that the boys stayed at in the 100. So it's the same building.
Is this the one where they had the big like circle that was filled in with like time slots of stuff?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I remember a little bit of that.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
It was. So I enjoyed a lot of parts from this, but I want to first talk about when they play the zombie game in like the kitchen and living room. And specifically, something that I thought was really funny was when Chanhee hides. Sorry, that's new if you're not familiar. He hides in the like spot where the rice cooker goes. Like he shoved himself into the little like cubby hole.
Oh yeah, I remember
was trying
that.
To, like,
people were like sitting on the countertops.
Yeah. It was like, it's kind of like a chaotic thing to do at like an accommodation. Yeah, like kind of like how BTS we talked about again in the last episode, like when they were in Hawaii, they were climbing all over the stuff, but it was a little different because it was like mostly just a bed that they were on.
Yeah.
But for the boys to be literally standing on the countertops was kind of
the people the people that like rent out the building watched the program afterwards and
Yeah.
they're like, oh my god, what happened?
Yeah. And they were like moving the furniture and stuff too.
But didn't they also have a cleaning time at the end where
Yes.
everyone cleaned? Like that
I
was
loved
nice.
that.
Yeah,
like
I
that
forgot
Eric,
about that.
the Eric led cleaning time of like perfectly. Kevin was like perfectly tucking the sheets, and everybody was like dusting out the leaves of the plants, like the fake plants, I'm pretty sure, and like shaking the blankets outside. Like that is how you clean after like, you know, you've been a guest somewhere.
That's so cute. I forgot about that. I have some good moments.
Yeah. And like when they didn't just move the furniture to play the zombie game, but they like kind of, I feel like they moved the couch to create kind of like a giant couch bed scenario.
Yeah.
I don't really know how they did that. Maybe they like took the cushions off the couch and like, you know, extended it that way. And like there were a bunch of people sleeping in the living room. But like it just, you know, like that accommodation was really adding to the vibe of the whole thing. Like the way that the houses looked and It's Dangerous Beyond the Blankets. I just think it was a good choice of location. Another moment from this program that I want to talk about, but I can't really talk about it very much because honestly I barely remember it, but I know that it was really funny, was when they had like the race outside on the ice rink.
I just remember thinking, this is literally a hazard. Like they have ice picks in their hand and they're like scooting along or something. I don't know. The sleds had blades or something. There was something that seemed very dangerous.
Yeah, there was definitely something dangerous. But it was a very intense race, to be honest, and it was really funny. So if you are looking for really old The BOYZ content, which it seems like so weird to say that it's really old because when I saw it, I don't think it was that old, or like when I knew about it. And so, or like honestly, the BOYZ lore for us and seeing the boy music video and whatnot, and it was so close to after that. But I feel like the BOYZ the 100 and then the thing where they're all in the animal pajamas, like I feel like those are so those are some of the first content pieces of the BOYZ that I remember. And they were so standout at the time. I think I'm like, even though I didn't really know the BOYZ yet, I was kind of like, oh yeah, they're the ones who have like that content. So, and actually, you know, they wear the animal pajamas in the 100 too. So I guess it kind of adds, everything ties together, you know?
Yeah, they must make pretty interesting content for us to have been so like content involved from early on before we really knew them very well, rather than like, you know, knowing about the group and knowing the people and then watching their content. Seems like in both our instances and circumstances, we like saw their content a little bit like before we like knew the group. I mean, also they do have so many members that maybe it would just make it hard to like be like, I know them all first.
Yeah. I do think that, like, not to be rude, but like I do feel like the content has slowed down a little bit. I get, like, I feel like it's that way for everybody, and I get that everybody's touring now and like everybody's really busy and stuff, but like, and the BOYZ, okay, they had that like college thing in the recent months with the whole age change and the whatever reason they started the whole college thing, but I feel like that was like closer to the beginning of the year. But they brought it back when the age system changed.
The age system.
But that like was really funny, and it was their own original content. But I feel like they used to make so much original content, and now they just don't anymore. And I don't know if it's because they don't have time, or if they're like not allowed to, or they're just not given that opportunity. I don't know, but I miss it because they did make really good content. Well, anyway, I am going to move on to the last group for today.
Who is it?
It's CRAVITY.
CRAVITY? I don't have a CRAVITY. I've been to the dentist.
Okay, well, no.
CRAVITY is a K-pop group.
CRAVITY is a K-pop group. I am not saying gravity. I'm saying CRAVITY with a C. And so you might have been wondering, like, I don't even remember when I talked about it, but at some point in BlushCat, I was like, maybe I will get into CRAVITY. And people,
I remember.
Meowers, it's happening. It has happened, I'd say. I don't like know all of the CRAVITY lore. I don't know all of the CRAVITY content, but I have been consuming the CRAVITY content at this point, okay? I'm working my way into CRAVITY.
If you've been keeping up with the Meower monthlies, you should see how much CRAVITY is on every single page nowadays.
I can't help it, CRAVITY, I didn't give them a chance because of the name, okay?
No turning back.
Don't let the name stop you. Give them a chance. They're actually very, like, I really get the BOYZ vibes from CRAVITY.
I didn't let the... Oh, okay. I didn't let the name stop me with donkeys or with CRAVITY, I looked at the content and I said, you know what? I don't think they're doing something half bad there. That I could see that working. Like, when I saw Adrenaline, I was like, you know what? There's nothing wrong with this.
Well, they have, like, all the CRAVITY content that I have seen so far. I'll say right now, it's been good. There were some programs that I really enjoyed. They're pretty funny.
S-tier. No,
like,
I've never seen that.
Like, I just, nothing that I've seen so far has made me regret. So I guess that's a good thing. And so I only have 2 quick little things to talk about today. And they're both from C-Logs, but it's when they traveled. So the first moment is from a C-Log in London. And it's when Wonjin is just sitting and vibing on the street with AirPods in. Like,
okay.
He's sitting on the sidewalk in London, just like literally staring into space, listening to music. And the members like zoom in on him and they're like... What you doing over there?
Okay, my question was going to be, like, is someone else filming him or is he filming himself? But okay, it was like stalker footage?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So that was a good moment, and that's really all I have to say about that C-Log. So the last moment, really, that I have to share for today is from the C-Log in Thailand. And it's when Minhee, Ubin, and Sungmin, they're all on a Ferris wheel, okay? And it's like they're at like a festival. And so there's a Ferris wheel and they all get on it. And they're all really scared. And they don't really want to be on the Ferris wheel. But it just keeps going. Like, it keeps taking more trips around. And they're like, okay, maybe this will be the last trip around.
And then everyone else is screaming, faster, faster. And so then the Ferris wheel man makes it go faster. And then he turns it backwards. And then everyone's going backwards. Did that happen?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, just me. Okay.
Did that really happen to you?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. That
no,
didn't happen here.
I think I'm like sort of like projecting myself into that moment a little bit. I think that happened on the Ferris wheel ride that I actually ended up getting off of before it was started. it was loading up, and I was like, I can't do this. So when it like came back around again, I just got off, and then it like went, and I was like, thank God I got off of that, because like he's literally cranking it up to max speed, and like they're going multiple times, like everyone was loving it. And so like the dude was like, giving him extra time or something, and I'm like, yeah, thank God, like dodged a bullet there.
Happening on a Ferris wheel. Every Ferris wheel I've ever seen or been on, like I didn't even know they could go fast.
I think it did. It was wild. I'm pretty sure that happened, but I don't think I was on it.
Okay, well, that didn't happen with CRAVITY, but they did keep going around and around and around, and they wanted to stop and get off, but it was like at least 3 trips around, I think. And
I mean, the bigger the Ferris wheel, the longer that's gonna take.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty big Ferris wheel. So that was it. I thought it was like a funny moment, but also like, whoa, yeah, I wouldn't want to be on that Ferris wheel.
I remember CRAVITY just being very interesting and unique in the Game Caterers episode for Starship. Yeah. I just remember like their whole like members and like room sort of synergy, not synergy, like the energy of their room, like when it would show the footage of like what they were doing was so different than all of the other people that were on that trip.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that again, because like I only really knew some of the people, and like I definitely think now the vibes that Sungmin specifically was giving in that Starship Day thing are very different from all the CRAVITY content that I've seen so far. And so I just think that's funny too.
Okay, well, that is wrapping up our part 2 of favorite travel moments from K-pop groups and programs.
Have you seen any of the content that we talked about today? If you have, you can go ahead and leave us a comment and share your favorite moments from any of the pieces that we talked about today. And you can tell us if you enjoyed any content maybe that you found from our part 1 of this that you didn't know about before, but we mentioned it in the last episode and you were like, hey, I checked that out and it was really good and funny. Or, you can comment that on that video if you want. I don't really care. But just make sure to like this video on YouTube if you are listening there and you enjoyed it. And also, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss out on part 3, which I teased earlier. We're going to be talking about It's Dangerous Beyond the Blankets in that, and some other K-pop groups and content pieces. So don't forget to tune in for that.
I know, wild, right? We're doing a part 3, but there's just a lot of good moments.
Yeah, and we're going to like try to remember what happens. Like, we might be like forgetting the details and stuff, but like it still sticks out in our mind as like, oh yeah, that content was really good, that moment was really funny, that was a really iconic part and whatnot. So we have a few more groups that we're going to be sharing like our favorite moments from again in part 3.
Yes, so please come back.
Yeah, and if you are listening on Spotify but you haven't followed the BlushCat podcast, please be sure to do that. And you can also check out all of our like K-pop playlists that are available on Spotify, and you can follow those, like them, save them to your library. There are many different K-pop playlists so far. Okay, not like many, but like I'm working on it. Okay,
there are many.
There's a summer mix, there is a summer night mix, there's a spring mix, there's a Meowtro mix, there's the new
racing
mix
playlist
that I'm working on. Oh yes, the racing playlist, the pool party mix. So, well, it's not really like, the pool party playlist. So go ahead and check all those out. And yeah. How was this episode, guys? Meowers, did you enjoy this one? Meowers? Hello, Meowers, where are you?
I don't think they can hear you right now. We loved it. Wow, travel moments. Woo.
Well, I hope you loved it because we're talking about it again, so.
If you didn't love it, lie.
Yeah, please just lie to us. Well, that's it. So we better just stop the episode now. It's over. We're done. We're ending it.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
This has been Tulette
and me. Bye.
Meow 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 meow.